everyone, and welcome to the map Babylon. Joining me here in the upper left, the red nexus belonging to the Protoss Professional Classic. And their opponent, the Terran player, the blue SCVs, so shiny looking too with that Tirador skin. In the bottom right, it is Barcode. Just kidding, it's TY. Guys, you can tell by the clan. Because, you know, why use a barcode when you can just put your name in the clan tag? The return of TY to the GSL circuit. This, today, is a best of 3 series between these two fine players from the GSL Qualifiers. Not the stage matches. No. From the Qualifiers, we will see TY versus Classic. TY, of course, I'd say probably the highlight from this, going into this, because TY took some time off. He was a very scary Terran back in the day, just a few years ago. Took some time off for the military time, along with, I believe, some time casting, some commentating, so getting back in the groove though. We will see how's that TvP looking. Little stubborn, little fed up with these probe shenanigans, gonna place that CC ever so slightly off just to get it started. The probe was very successful at its hatch block. Can I call that a hatch block? Even though it was a Terran? Classic on the other side of the map. Things are looking just normal. We've got an Adept coming out. We've got Warp Gate on the way. Nexus, Pylon in the natural. Nobody's trying to proxy anybody. TY's coming out with a Marine first, and a double command center. Not before factory. We don't even have a factory on the way, and that third CC is coming up. Is it greed? Is it confidence? Or is it just madness? You decide. Let me know. Depot will be blocked. Adept Shade going to be cancelled. Timmy is going to, at long last, complete this off-center command center. Is it still a command center? Is it more like a command left? Command skewed here. Making it into an orbital? Respectable choice. Macro Terrans. Rejoice. Colossus, getting ahead of myself here. Looking like a Phoenix Colossus style from Classic. We see it very stable. Little defensive, yes, but the Phoenix does give the opportunity for some harassment. So you don't have to stay defensive. It's just a composition that does lend itself to a earlier defensive focus. Once you get that Colossus count up though, you know, like 3 to 4-ish Colossi, then you can start to move around, really contest that Terran's army. But the focus is on getting these Phoenix and the Colossus out quick enough to stop whatever push the Terran wants to do first. Consistently, we see Terrans try to do usually a tank push, a Marine tank push against the third Nexus for Protoss. The Phoenix are to isolate the siege tanks. With the lift ability, the Colossus really help to shut down the Marines. That's the theory, at least. We see Classic coming in, picking off one SCV, taking a lot of damage onto a Phoenix though, getting in range of a missile turret. These Marines, they do not have stim. They do not have shields. They don't even have +1, but you know what they do have? Confidence. That's right. And let me tell you, confidence can be half the battle. I guarantee you, with enough of either, game knowledge or pure confidence, you too can get to Platinum League. Confidence can make up a bit of a difference. Robo Bay, Immortal on the way. Stargate, woefully idle, though. What was the Phoenix count? We stopped at 2? Huh. Only 2 Phoenix. That feels low. That feels a little low to me. Getting Colossi, getting that Thermal Lance extended. Who doesn't want their Thermal Lance extended? Am I right? Composition-wise, other than that, a bunch of gates are finishing up. No Blink, no Charge. I don't even think he has a Twilight. Just follow the Phoenix around. No, not even a Twilight Council. Classic content with making his own decisions. I need no council, he says. Fine. My guess then it'll probably just be a mixture of probably sentries and stalkers. Because without charge, zealots are, let's just go with slow. They're slow lots. We call them slow lots for a reason. Remember how I was saying that Phoenix Colossi is usually a defensive composition? What do I know? Ooh, the force fields. Oh, very nice play from Classic here. Picking off 13 SCVs at the third base, although TY looking to punch back. Recall initiated onto those Protoss forces here. Not a whole lot of anti-air though. Oh, Stalkers in the main. That'll do it. The Phoenix desperately trying to hunt down these medevacs. Not going to be able to get them though. More Marines trying to flank, even the Marauder joining the anti-Phoenix club. A little bit of an arc, not enough though. Where's the medevac support, TY? Okay, more air units, some Vikings able to contest. I think I just saw one of the Phoenix go down. A little bit of a fracas, a fight between Classic walking away with 15 worker kills, knocking TY down to only 53. TY though, double medevacs, punching back, taking a few probes of his own. I really don't know how I feel about Classic being out on the map. Yes, you want to contest, you want to make sure you have some semblance of map presence, of map control, sure, but there's risk in it too. These zealots do not have charge. As you saw, TY contests this base, you have to use your recall. There is no other option, and you have to try and save that base because you just got that established. Look at it, it's so shiny. The paint was just completed. You can't just leave it to rot out in the wind and marine storms. Prism gonna join this army, allowing for some more mobile reinforcement. Observer, looking ahead, observing all of the things to see. Some Vikings find a stray pylon, wouldn't want that to get away. Oh, that Viking skin looks great. Tirador skins, guys, looking pretty good, looking shiny. Classic gonna move into the siege tank line, even provoking a hallucinated Colossus here. This is just too much Terran though. Walking into missile turrets and sieged up tanks, even the hallucinated Colossus is going to retreat. Maybe try and draw some fire from the Vikings, might be helpful. Try and protect the real Colossi. TY defending admirably. Resources lost. Only slightly in favor. What kind of units have we lost though? Classic's been very careful not to lose any of his Colossi, which is good, because you know you've only got 2, which is, for what it's worth, a number I think is a little low, but again, what do I know? At least we're seeing disruptors come out too. Colossi as the only form of splash damage. The complaint is it's a little slow to get the job done. Colossi are a stable, reliable source of splash damage, they're not very bursty. It's not like Storm, where you can clear out clumps of units in lickety-split, the blink of an eye. Blink pun. Oh, that hurts. Excellent find by TY. Gonna spot that prism. There is no other prism on the map too, so now Classic has to make a choice. Do you kind of go with what you have? Do you wait for another prism? Disruptor production is still continuing. Disruptor count is going up to 6, which is a good number. See how TY's split micro is. TY has been doing the right stuff, though, and I don't mean a music pun when I say that. He's getting liberators behind this. He's got some siege tanks, plenty of bioforces, Viking liberator. The tools are present. Now it's going to come down to execution for both of these players. Classic does not have Storm. There are goats on the map, so Storm could be shut down. Really? Really? Now we're base trading. Now we're going for a base race. Okay. We got all these tools together to deal with each other's armies, and now we're just going to completely avoid each other. The Disruptor's walking a bit far forward. There's really not a whole lot here. There's a couple Liberators up at the main base, though. TY having his way with the Protoss side of the map. There's even less for defensive forces for the Protoss. The Vikings and the Liberators are being sent home. The infrastructure here may actually prove to be quite helpful for TY, setting up the Liberators on top of his own buildings. The Vikings going to focus down the Colossi, and the orbital commands are going to threaten those ground forces with landing on top of them. They cannot do that. But that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Vikings going to land on deck with the destruction of the Colossi. There are no more air threats. Or Disruptors, thus the land up, the push-ups, micro, Vikings versus Disruptors. TY's Bioforces still working their way through the main base here. TY gonna lift the buildings. Time to unleash your inner Terran. And lift up to the corner with you. I think on paper, TY has this. If he can get these buildings out of here. The workers. Where's the workers? There's some in the main base still. Really, TY? You're mining from Classic's main base here? Classic does start a Nexus and has a lot of probes over here. Able to protect it reasonably well. Oh gosh, +3 is gonna finish for Classic. While I don't think it's actually as huge as it sounds, I want to make it sound huge. Really? TY, we're gonna let +3 finish for Classic. Okay. The 4 stalkers that are on the map are threatening the orbital command with some strong words, some slight insults. Siege tank set up on the high ground, and TY builds a wall in Classic's natural. This is good thumbnail material here. This is not the Terran's natural. Stalkers still doing their best here. Single Zealot. Zeke, the Zealot, takes down the depot. Recall initiated on probe. No, the Nexus finishes and the probes move to the north, which telegraphs to TY, there's another base up here. Gonna destroy this Nexus. He will get some funds back, but not enough to make a new Nexus. Classic now in hot water. This is not a good position for the Protoss. The Terran is set up in not his own natural, with a wall, tanks, Vikings on deck. Classic does not even have a Nexus. It is all up to these charge lots. There are 27 charge lots here, and they are going for the depots. Here we go. Ghost EMP go out onto the shields. The charge lots are going to break through the disruptors. Most of them going to be cancelled, actually, because the siege tanks can focus, fire them down, and TY is going to take game 1. Chaos. Madness. To game 2. Let me take a drink of water, guys. Remember to stay hydrated. Alright, map number 2 will be Gressven. Warping in the upper left here, we have the red Protoss. He's down 1 point, but is he down in spirit? Probably not. He's got this. It is classic. And the victor from game 1, looking to be actually in quite a strong position, taking over his opponent's own natural on that previous map. It is the Terran, TY. You're proxying yourself, TY. The Macarax returns. Haven't seen one of these in a few games, actually. I don't even remember last one I casted that had this. And Classic's positioning of buildings here. Not quite a Reaper wall, unless he wants to put the core up here, which is entirely possible, now that I think about it. He's gonna put the core up here. Probe goes across to the other side of the map, looking for all sorts of things Terran. Makes his way up the main base. Where's the barracks? There's no barracks. It must be out on the map. I must be in danger. The Protoss feels fear, terror, perhaps. Will take out its anger and fury onto this poor SCV. TY is, of course, in fact, not proxying. It's not really aggressive. It's just a bluff, for lack of a better term. The goal of the Macarax is exactly that. It's to make your opponent think that you're proxying. It's just to incite a little paranoia. You see, Classic made a Zealot, even. That's not perfect. That's not stellar. The Protoss doesn't really want to have to make a Zealot right away in this matchup. Much rather wait until that core's done and get an Adept, get a Stalker, unit of choice. The Zealot just checking around. Potential proxy. Classic starting to put it together, though, that there was no proxy, because it would have hit by now. Did Classic see the Reaper? I think so. No, TY, where are you going? Where are you going with these beautiful blue flames? Alright, well, now we get to see how well can Classic turn his defensive choice into an aggressive opportunity. The Adept and the Zealot go across to the other side of the map. The Reaper makes its way into the natural base. Probes immediately evacuated. Do not target that Nexus. The depot starts to get some damage on it. The SCVs going to be pulled. The Adept could focus the SCVs. And a second Adept is going to come up here. The Reaper, now dancing with the Adept, is going to try and get out. Ooh, the Cyclone comes out for TY, which should help to shut this down. The Adept actually going to break that lock on. The depot will be saved. And the Reaper's still alive. Really? None of you lost anything? Oh, the Zealot died. Of course the Zealot died. Looks like the probe, or the Reaper killed 2 probes, too. Little bit of shenanigans. I like it. I like the choice, actually, from Classic. TY decides to Macarax. A little bit of a bluff. Try and get Classic to freak out. Build a Zealot in defense, and says, well, fine. I'll just go attack your depot with this Zealot. See how ready you are to handle it. And TY is ready. We're getting shields first? Yeah. Huh. Combat shields researched before Stimpack. Now what does that tell you? Ooh, Reaper. Almost. Almost destroyed. I'll tell you what that tells me. We think about stim. It's higher damage at a cost of health. Shields increases health. No real damage increase, it's more of just a longevity, durability for the Marines. So if you were trying to get aggressive, if you wanted to get aggressive with multiple barracks, no starports, key point, no medevacs, shields is actually the better choice. Because then you don't have to worry about trying to heal your Marines as they get damaged from the stim pack. Instead, they just have extra health. So it's a little less... I don't quite know how to describe it. I want to say it's less burst damage, it's more long-term damage, because the Marines, in theory, should live longer. And we're hitting before any Colossi come out. The Phoenix just finished the Cyclone. Don't let him drive anymore. There's SCVs with this. What is TY up to? Shields does finish up, going straight for the sentries in here. Pressuring the Immortal. Battery overcharge cannot be done. That Nexus is not finished. Overcharge onto the natural battery. Gonna save that Immortal. The siege tanks start to move up. The Phoenix could lift these tanks, but they would die almost instantly because of the Marines. Making a missile turret. No longer making a missile turret. We're making a missile turret. They're no longer making a missile turret. Colossi number 1 does come out, but there are 3 siege tanks here, which makes it very difficult for that Colossi to step forward. The 3rd base is going to be destroyed. TY coming out with this push. There's still SCVs here. He could make a bunker. He could make turrets. He's going to go for double bunker. We're setting up a contain, ladies and gents. And with 3 siege tanks, I just don't see how the Colossi can pressure at this point. Classic needs to be careful. So what's the play? We're getting a Void Ray. Might be good against the siege tanks, not so much against anything else. One thought I have actually is trying to get a prism, because then you can either warp in like over here and set up a surround, come in from multiple angles. Oh my gosh, the Great Wall of Terran being set up here. Turrets, bunkers, tanks. 3 Colossi gonna focus down some of these siege tanks. They are not going to get them though. Oh, that hurts. That hurts me right in the Protoss. As many of you know, of course, I play random. 1/3 Protoss is my life, and that hurts. That hurts to see that. Additional bunker? Nope, additional turret coming up. Protect against this bad boy. Will we see the legacy of the Void Ray? Oh, snuck a probe out here. Is there a prism? No. Just happened to have a probe. And a Nexus is going to be started in the bottom. Classic could recall probes down here to try and keep up his economy. But there's still the question of trying to break this beautifully cinematic containment wall. A lot of Marines, bunkers, disruptors are an option. Coming in from multiple angles is an option. Tempests is an option. You can place your bets. What do you think he's going to go with? Slow lots versus a siege tank out on the map. He doesn't get it. Classic cannot catch a break in this match, and now TY's gonna know you have forces out on the map somewhere. These zealots had to come from somewhere. So is it a prism? Is it a gateway and a pylon? Who knows? Disruptor dealing with the bunker, gonna salvage that. Colossi outranging the missile turret. Did we get charge? We did get charge, okay. Charge lots. Could pressure. There's a Widow Mine out front. How's that for front lawn decor? A bit of damage onto many Zealots goes out. Marines kiting back. The SCV's going to be pulled off the line in an unsieged siege tank attack. This is not going to be fatal to TY. It's just a nuisance. Annoying. This SCV has seen some things. He's down to 2 health. Scans could help out the siege tanks, keep away the disruptors. Now there's 3 disruptors, so the siege tanks. The choice, send 1 marine out. This is for vision, because tanks can shoot farther than they can see. Gotta get rid of the siege tank and the bunker if you chose disruptors. So far so good. Uh-oh. TY finds the Protoss forces, scans ahead, even going to see these gateways. Cancels one of them. And now Classic is going to lose this forward warp-in spot. He does still have the base over here. TY, oh, in trouble. Some forces were pulled, multiple angles. Card has been chosen. And Classic, with the help of some Archons and some charge lots, is going to clean up that contain. TY says, fine, I'll just go into your main base then. Not a good time to build a forge. But, hey, go you for trying to get upgrades, right? Upgrades are important. TY's doing a great job at buying some time with this. Classic has to pull back the Colossi and the Disruptors and is still going to get out. Beautiful. TY looking to be in a strong position again in this game. 3rd base is established. Ghost Tech is on the way. He's up on workers, which is incredibly good for Terran because, as many of you know, mules still exist. Peace out, Marine. Classic feeling a bit angry, feeling slighted, perhaps that he feels like he has to get damage done. He's going to go up a ramp into SCVs and siege tanks. This is a great arc from the Terran. TY drops the main base yet again. Forces are going to be doing damage. Classic is going to break the Terran defenses here, but losing so much. 27 to 26, actually. Great job, you two. Taking a few punches out of each other, the Colossi walks into missile turret range and dies. Disruptor shot microed against the Marauder, juggling as best that TY can. He's getting enough damage done on the other side of the map that now it's just stay alive. If the Terran stays alive, they're in a good spot. Probes pulled to the front line, angry and aggressive. The worker-on-worker violence. Disruptor shot connects, not going to be good enough. TY getting too much damage done on the other side of the map. And able to hold the defense back at home. Marvelously played, a victory well earned. And a couple of entertaining matches, if I do say so myself. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.